So today we're going to be making a chocolate peanut butter pie, and this one's going to be healthy. So the first thing that we're going to need for our crust is 1/4 cup of oat flour. Now, it's super easy to make. We're going to take 1/4 cup of rolled oats and we're going to put it through our food processor. And let me show you how simple this is. So all I'm gonna do is just turn it on, and as simple as that, we have flour. So we're gonna add this to our mixer. So this is my mixer. We're gonna add 1/4 cup of oat flour. We're gonna add 1/2 cup of peanut flour and 1/2 cup of cocoa. So I use the PB2, that works really good for me. It has all the fat taken out of it. And we are just going to put our ingredients right in the mixer with our flour. So we're going to put 1/2 cup of cocoa, which is really just a couple big heaping tablespoons. We're going to put that in there. Then we're going to do the same thing with our peanut butter flour. I love this stuff. I add it to my creamies all the time when I want to make like my Reese's creamy, my ice cream creamy that I fix at nighttime. And this is great. This stuff is really wonderful. The next thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna add some butter. I have 4 tablespoons of butter that I'm gonna be cutting into little pieces. We're gonna use 2 tablespoons of artificial sweetener. Like I said, I'm using monk fruit. We're gonna give this a little pulse. I really just want to mix the butter in. That looks perfect. So now I've got 1 egg yolk. I'm going to add that to the mix. I'm going to put the lid back on. Just give it a couple more pulses. That looks good. And now I'm going to start adding water, just a tablespoon or 2 at a time. And this is going to take anywhere between 8 to 9 tablespoons of water. And we just want to see this come together. All right, it's holding together. I think that's going to make a really good pie crust. So now let's put that together. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our cocoa dough out. Wish you could smell it in here. This stuff smells so good. All right, so all I'm going to do is just kind of press it together. I want it to form kind of a little ball. As you can see, I'm wearing gloves, and that's because this cocoa will just get all over everything. So I just want to kind of form it into a little ball. And I'm just going to use my hands for now, but we're going to take a rolling pin, and we want to make this a big enough ball that it coats a 9-inch pan. So let me grab my rolling pin and we'll get this set up, and I'll show you how I do this to make an absolutely perfect crust. So I've got a 9-inch pan. I'm just gonna take my rolling pin and I'm just gonna move this between the 2 pieces of plastic. We're gonna bake this in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for 5 to 7 minutes. And I've got my oven all ready. So the next thing we're gonna do is make our filling. And for this, we're definitely gonna need our mixer. So I've got my KitchenAid mixer here. I'm gonna take 8 ounces of cream cheese. I already have that sitting out and softening up. All right, we're gonna add our cream cheese. We're gonna add some sugar-free peanut butter. And I have this Skippy, no sugar added peanut butter. Reese's is my favorite thing in the whole world. I could eat them every single day. And you know what? Before I started my program, there were a lot of days I did eat them every day. Shameful. Now I have a non-fat vanilla. I'm going to use vanilla because that's what I have. So 1 1/4 cup of Greek yogurt. About a half. All right. Oh boy. This looks so good already. Oh my gosh. That's all the stuff I love. All right. Then we're going to put in some sugar substitute. It calls for 1/3 cup. Now, I don't have brown sugar substitute, so I'm actually going to be using some erythritol. I use this sugar replacement called Swerve. I think it's pretty good. I only use it when I cook. I don't use this in my coffee or anything. And I'm going to put in 1/3 cup. All right, I've mixed these together. It says to add some peanut butter extract. I couldn't find that at the store, but I think it'll be plenty peanutty with this peanut butter we're putting in. Then it says to add 2/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. So I'm gonna do that. And then we're gonna mix it together until it's nice and smooth for 1 to 2 minutes. Let me just get it started and then I'll get the thing going a little bit harder. Okay, I'm gonna scrape down the sides of the bowl before I turn this up. And I'm gonna whip that together on medium. So my crust has cooled, it's all done baking, and so the next step is we're gonna put our filling inside of our cooled crust and let it sit in the refrigerator for 4 to 6 hours. And then we'll top it and we'll have our pie. I've already had mine sitting in the refrigerator for about an hour while this cooled to kind of get a jump on it. But we're gonna go ahead and add this filling to our pie mix. I have to tell you, I had a little sample of it and oh my gosh. This does not taste diet at all. It is so good. I am so excited to try this with the crust and everything. Oh boy, this is a good one. This might be my favorite Trim Healthy Mama recipe yet. There we go. Now we're gonna just let that sit for a little while in the refrigerator. I'm probably gonna cover this with a little bit of plastic and then we'll bring you back in a little while and we'll top our pie and get it ready for a sample. Okay, we're getting towards the end here. We're gonna be making our topping for our pie. So for this, we're just gonna take a hand mixer. You can take your regular mixer if you like. I mean, whatever it is you like to do. I'm gonna be adding 1/3 cup of heavy whipping cream. Here's 1/3 cup. And then I'm also gonna be taking some sweetener. I have some monk fruit sweetener. To this, I wanna add a teaspoon of monk fruit sweetener. I'm going to add that. I'm also going to be adding 1/8 teaspoon of xanthan gum. Now this is going to kind of hold our whipped cream together for a couple of days so that it really just doesn't fall apart. So we're going to take 1/8 teaspoon. The smallest I've got is 1/4, so I'm going to do half of that. You just want to whip this, and this is about the consistency that you're looking for. Now don't do it too long or you're going to end up making butter. All right, now we're going to garnish our pie with our whipped cream and a little surprise. All right, so let's take our whipped cream out of the container. We're going to put this right on top of our pie. We're just going to spread this around. All right, now here's the surprise. We're going to use these Lily's peanut butter cups, and we're going to use 4 of these. So I'm just going to open these up, and they come individually wrapped. so I'm gonna go ahead and cut these in half so that I can have a little peanut butter cup on each piece of pie. So all I'm gonna do is put these down just like this. You know what? I'm gonna treat all of us to one extra little Reese's peanut butter cup because I wanna break one up and put it in the middle. My grandkids are gonna just love this. The one grandson, they both love Reese's, but the one has kind of followed in my footsteps. He just loves Reese's. So these aren't Reese's, but we're gonna have this as a little substitute. So I'm just gonna kind of sprinkle that right along the middle. Okay, let's have us a piece of pie. So this will be very easy to cut because you've got your peanut butter cups kind of as your sample. Wow. You've just got to look at this. It just looks so good. Look at that. Oh my gosh. This is what I call dieting. Let's give our pie a try. This is chocolate peanut butter cup pie. Smells so good. Oh my gosh. That crust is delicious. The filling is delicious. Everything about this is delicious. Oh, this is the best Trim Healthy Mama recipe I've tried yet. I could have every meal be dessert if I wanted to. Put the recipe in the description below. Try it. If you have a sweet tooth, if you like something yummy, this is it. So if you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing to my channel. Give me a like, a thumbs up, or ring the bell for future notifications, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.